morning.
How's your day going?
Blessed and grieved. Still working to protect my neighbors in the womb.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's Mr. Howe.
Yeah.
Yes, from Salina.
Forget Kansas City?
Wichita.
You're in Wichita.
But I entered the world in Salina, in the womb.
That's right. Yeah.
Cliff is not here today, but the Lord has us here. But what are your thoughts on the current bill to abolish the murder of children? You're familiar with it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
I wasn't even aware it was being introduced until it was introduced. So I didn't, that'd be something.
You already got one of these, right? It's a summary of the bill. It's only 3 pages long, but it's a summary of the bill.
Yeah. And I think idealistically that would be the best way to go about it. Really.
Oh, it is.
But politically, you have to have the support to do it. So.
And this, I know your hand's kind of full, but this is what it means for those who oppose the bill.
Okay.
And so even if it doesn't get much traction, you still got to do the right thing, because there was a time when chattel slavery was allowed, tolerated in America, right? And who do we honor in this building? We honor abolitionist John Brown. And one of the reasons why he did what he did, use violence, was because the pro-life movement of that day, they did the same thing that they're doing today in modern day America. They said, no, it's not the right time. We got to delay it. And then John Brown basically thought, well, we need to stop delaying it. We need to abolish this now. And they wouldn't do it. And our response today is, we got to delay it. And so we honored John Brown in this building, but then we're doing the very same thing we're doing the same thing, not only in this building, but in Bleeding, Kansas, that produced John Brown in that day. And because, we have a bill here, that HB 2737, and Clifton and I have been coming on Wednesdays, as you know, and encouraging the legislators to do their duty to do this bill.
Have you got a hearing on it yet?
Well, that's what we're working on. Okay. We're actually we were just by Brenda Langmuir's office. She's the chair of the committee that's in there. You may know that. And we're working on getting a meeting with Dan Hawkins to say we want this bill. The Christians want this bill, and because right now it's not getting a hearing. They got they got a bill that says all the abortion mills, the baby murder mills, all they have to do is report the reason for every abortion, every baby they murder. It's what good does that do? That doesn't save a baby. I mean, even one of the representatives here we talked to, he says that won't save a baby's life. So it's why are we doing this? And so we need, but the bill's only 3 pages long, very short. Said this meant it even shorter.
Representative Jacobs?
I believe he did. But then he got removed from the committee he was on, and even he said Jacob said, why we are protecting police dogs and horses, and that and there's no opposition to that, or I'm not sure if there's any opposition to that. He said I support that, but I don't oppose it. But then we won't protect babies. We'll do legislation that does nothing, and we won't even hear the bill that would protect all human beings in the womb. I was what? And I asked him, isn't it true that the House and Senate are made up primarily of pro-lifers? So why is this problem of getting this? Not only is this not getting passed, it's not getting a hearing in a bill full of in a building full of pro-lifers. Why is this a problem? This should be a no-brainer. It should be a piece of cake.
Interesting story about John Brown, about when he was hung at Harper's Ferry. Robert E. Lee, he was in the Union Army at the time. It was his soldiers that went and got John Brown. And they're the ones that were responsible for his execution. Just kind of interesting because that was prior to the Civil War commencing.
And so,
But
and
it's interesting history. Right? It's so interwoven
some
very
say that
interesting.
that his hanging was the spark of the Civil War. And it's like, if we don't establish equal protection in this country for babies in the womb, and it's not like there's no efforts. You got the bill right there, or the summary of the bill in your hand. So we got the bill, but the men here who say they fear God, they say they're Christians, they take communion on Sunday morning in churches. Will they do their duty, or will they say no, it's not the right time? It's like, guess what? That's what they said to John Brown. It's not the right time. And it's like, don't repeat the sins of the past. That's what we're doing.
Is this creating any exceptions? I can't remember when I talked to you guys.
No exceptions. It's
no exceptions for the life of the mom.
It just basically protects all human beings in the womb, and it does have a
Say, it's like when I say exceptions for the life of the mom.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something that would be like in a hospital setting where you have an emergency of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not, for emergencies, you wouldn't go to
an abortionist.
Yeah.
To murder your baby.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be something you're having some other issue, and it comes up to where it's kind of discretion of the medical provider to might have to make some decisions.
Well, the decision you make in that time is you wait. And you deliver the child, whether the child's dead or alive. You deliver the child, but you wait, and you don't play God and say this. We're going to go in and intentionally murder this child with malice and aforethought. You wait. And
I don't think the doctor would say that they're murdering the child, but they would say, I've only got two hands. I've got to figure out where I put my hands to.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more complex and maybe just.
Well, you don't go in there and
I'm
what
not a medical doctor, so I don't know what their training tells them.
Well, their training tells them to do no harm, the Hippocratic Oath, right? So they're not to do harm to anyone, including the baby in the womb. So they had to uphold that. They have to do everything they can to care and protect both patients, the mom and the child.
Yeah.
And anything outside of that, they're violating the Hippocratic Oath, and they should be removed as a doctor.
Okay.
But this basically just establishes equal protection for all human beings. It does.
So the bill wouldn't prohibit a doctor from trying to do his job.
As long as his brother. Do you recall? I did read it in the bill. It's either on, I'm thinking page 2, where it addresses life of the mother. I'm trying to recall specifically what it says. Do you recall?
It says right. It says that when there is when a child, if a child is unintentionally killed during a life-saving treatment, trying to treat both his patients, and the child dies, there wouldn't be prosecution against the mother or physician in that case. Yes.
So like something that happens in like a hospital setting or a birth center.
Right. If they're trying to, if it's unintentional, then it's not. Then it would not be murder.
Right.
Because murder has to be done with malice of forethought or intentionally doing it. So yes.
Okay.
So that
sounds good. My daughter, I've got 5 children. She was born with a double knot in the umbilical cord, and my OBGYN, she's never seen anything like it. She's like, she's a true miracle.
Amen.
She's like, never seen a double knot in a umbilical cord. And I haven't either. So
Sure.
It's amazing what a baby can sustain, but also I know there's chromosomal things that are pretty impossible to sustain, or are a little bit more rare. So
it's always best when we leave the choice up to God and we do what we can to save both.
Right.
Yeah, dude, and you have not read this bill, right? You've heard of it?
I've heard of it. I think I read the bill from the last session.
Last year?
Okay,
I don't
this
know
one's
if it's
shorter, so it doesn't take as much.
Similar, but
I think there's like four pages.
Not even that. It's only 3
So
pages.
it's easier to
pretty short
assimilate
around
and get
here,
in there. Yeah.
And it, based on that, do you think you would support such a bill to abolish abortion?
Perhaps I'll read it first.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
as you know, Clifton and I
You
are
guys
here
are on Wednesdays, right?
Wednesday,
Wednesdays often, yes.
Yeah,
The 27th there'll be a rally.
Yeah.
There's going to be more of us here.
Okay.
So
Very good.
I'd like to hear.
This is my
yeah.
card if you wanted to contact me as well. So I hate to load you
it's
down
all
too
right.
much.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I appreciate what you
But
guys
I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on the bill.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you guys.